All right, so when you hear the word Roth 401k, most people think of a Roth IRA or a 401k. Now, this is a Roth 401k, which is a popular and special kind of 401k investment. It offers tax-free qualified withdrawals and contributions that receive after-tax treatment. But it also carries with it numerous rules that impact its tax treatment. So let's take a look at some key considerations. Okay, so first, there are two criteria to ensure that distributions from a Roth 401k qualify for tax-free treatment. The participant must have held the account for at least 5 years and be 59 and a half years of age. Now, if these two criteria are not met, they are subject to taxes and possibly even penalties. Okay, so now that we have that covered, there are rollover options if you do have a Roth 401k with one employer and then leave for another job. The first option is that you can maintain the 401k with the previous employer. The second option is you can roll over the balance into a new employee-sponsored plan if it does allow for rollovers. Third, you can roll over the account into a Roth IRA. And lastly, you can simply just cash out the account. Okay, so now let's pay close attention to those options that I just mentioned. The first three options do not have any tax consequences, but if you do cash out the account and you don't meet one of the two criteria that I mentioned earlier, you'll have to pay taxes on the distributions that represent the earnings and possibly even a 10% additional federal tax penalty. So I get the question often, does a Roth 401k have any required minimum distribution? It's a great question because there is a minimum distribution requirement for Roth 401ks, and it begins when you reach 72 years of age. Now, if you turned 70 and a half before January 1st of 2020, the requirement begins at that point. But keep in mind that a Roth IRA does not require you to take distributions during your lifetime. Now, you may be asking, Josh, why would I do this and what is the benefit? That's actually a very good question, because if you think that tax rates are likely to go up or you expect your income to increase over time, you can gain a tax advantage by making contributions beforehand. That's because the contributions made to a Roth 401k incur tax obligations when made. So by locking in present day tax rates, you may avoid future tax increases. All right, so finally, if you're in a high tax bracket and you are not allowed to contribute to a Roth IRA, which has a phase out, and that phase out in 2020 began at a modified gross income of $124,000 for single taxpayers and $196,000 for married individuals filing jointly, then a Roth 401k may be a helpful option. Now, before you do anything, make sure to speak to your financial professional for more information on Roth 401ks. Thank you so much for watching. If you like content like this, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe.